Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessing, and safety to all the hopeful elect out there scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. To the sincere believers, sincere Akim and Akwath who believe in this truth. Shalom unto you. This is the brother Hadabyar from the GMS Toronto camp coming back at you with another one. And um, I came across, I heard about this, how the headlining is your car may soon be monitoring everything you do behind the wheel. You know, so I heard about this, so someone told me about it, so I looked it up, and it's true. It's true.
Because firefighters do things the right way, only at Firehouse Subs.
Having the opportunity to be with a Rolls-Royce is truly an extraordinary experience. It's one thing for someone to tell you about it. I want to help you experience.
Sometimes a car has got to.
So it says your car may soon be monitoring everything you do behind the wheel. A new law requires automakers to install a monitoring system to detect impaired drivers, but the technology isn't ready yet. So I believe it said, new cars are supposed to have a driver monitoring system in 2027 to detect impaired driving. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that no technology is capable of actually detecting impaired driving, and automakers have been generally supported of the incentive. So, this is what they want to do. They want to put, little cameras in vehicles made after 2027 to, monitor impaired driving. And that at the end of the day, that's just their excuse as to why they want to do it. But in true and honesty is, they want to put these things in these vehicles to monitor, your every move. Just another way to monitor your every move. The vehicles already have the chips in them, the GPS, um, and yeah. So, but this is Esau's way of trying to control everything. This is leaning. This is just another, proven fact that everything is going digital, and that they're going to bring forth their microchip, the MOTB, that RFID chip. You know, all these things are going hand in hand, and they all lead to one path. And that's everyone being monitored through a digital system. Ultimately, that RFID chip, that MOTB, because you could simply have it. You know, now you're gonna have cameras in these vehicles. And then soon you're gonna have scanners. You already have the push to start button. These cars don't take physical keys. You just push the start. Soon they're gonna have the scan to start, where you gotta either, what, let me hold on. Let me bring out the preset for this. Because this is gonna cause all. So this is Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So with these cameras now that they want to install, the camera could the camera itself could easily scan, you know, your face, you know, your forehead, or could even scan your arm, you know, to start the car. You know, they already have these technologies where with people who've been charged with impaired driving, that they got to they hook up the thing to the car where you got to blow in it, you know, and it detects if you've had any alcohol, or and now also THC, you know, which is a, you know, weed. And if you have these things in your system, the vehicle won't start. So, you know, so what any difference would it be that when they want to put these cameras in, and then what's going to come after that? Then they're going to have that scanner where you got where they're going to have to scan your chip in order to operate your vehicle. That's why it says in the next verse, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See, everything is going digital. Everything. So it's like, that's why when, you know, I see things like this, when you read about them, you know, people, you know, the average, you know, the average Joe out here just sees this as, oh, that they're just trying to, you know, monitor you, you know, see, you know, see your whereabouts. You know, they can already do that. You know, they already do that with our phones. You know, and like I said, there's already that type of technology, the GPS navigation system. You know, a lot of the newer cars have chips in them, so they can already monitor you on that scale. But when now the fact that they want to bring these cameras in, you know, it makes sense that when the MOTB is made mandatory, that's just why you say, if you that's why if you don't get that chip, you're not going to be able to operate in society. You know, you're not going to be able to just go in your car and turn it on. You know, especially the fact that all these cars, you know, all these cars right now are digital. You know, they, like I said, they take chips. You know, they're pushed to start. They're not a physical key. So now that they're in 2027, like it said, um, now they want to have these cameras in there, you know, and another thing, these laws could change quick, you know, they could, and like I said, these cameras could be turned into scanners in order to start the car. Let me read a little bit more of this. Next year could be the start of a new surveillance era, and this is what the prophets of Yahweh Shemi Ashai have been telling you. Esau wants to control everything. Esau wants to be like the Most High. Okay? And that's why we say everything is eventually going to go digital. And everything is all leading toward the MOTB, the RFID microchip. All this talk, all this technology, all this AI, all this, you know, it could be more convenient. Like it says, a new surveillance era. You know, like what is that about? We know what that's about. We know what that's leading to. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed by Congress in 2021. So look, they passed this all the way in 2021. That's the thing. These devils be passing laws, and nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. They're too busy distracting the people with um but with new viruses, you know, this couple broke up, um, you know, this new movie's coming out, you know, this new album, you know, all these things, FIFA World Cup, you know, they use these things as distractions to bring forth their laws, you know, and then when things happen, it's like, you know, it's news, you know, like this was news to me, and then look. They passed this law back in 2021, and we know what happened in 2021. We know what was popping off in 2021. That's this devil, man. He's sneaky, you know. And here it is. We have another, you know, another so-called outbreak, and this devil's is passing laws. You know, a Congress in 2021 included a statute requiring new cars to have driver monitoring systems designed to detect impaired drivers, and the bill gave automakers 3 years to develop the technology, which should roll out in 2027, but they might miss that deadline. You know? So they're trying to say they're not ready. In February report to Congress, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said that potential technologies were nowhere near ready for deployment. According to the agency, to date, there are no in-vehicle technologies in production that can measure blood alcohol content or breath alcohol content above 0.08 GDL passively. Other types of senior-based monitoring systems are not ready to be integrated into vehicles sold to the general public. NHTSA notes one harmful is the error rate of such systems, which even with a 99% accuracy rate would still result in millions of false positives per year. That's the thing. You know, they put these in cars, you know, and you know your car ain't gonna start. You know, you could be A-okay, you know, this thing could detect or have a malfunction, and there you go, you can't start your car, you know. But what's the easy way to solve all this? The MOTB, because that thing is gonna be inserted under the skin, and that technology right there could easily detect, you know, blood. It could detect the blood. It could detect whether someone is impaired or not. You know, that's what we tell our people. You know, don't trust Esau. You know, don't fall for this trickery. You know, First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be uh, vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. That's what he's doing. He knows his time is short. You know, he knows his time is short, so he's trying to catch people in all his crafty devices. You know, like I said, people will see this and just think it's just about, you know, monitoring people, but it's all for a bigger agenda. You know, it's all leading to something much greater. This is another article. New 2027 AI is confirming final death of private drive autonomy. You could see the, you know, this is how it's going to be. It's going to scan you. The auto industry is itching towards a future where your car doesn't just assist you, it actively evaluates whether you should be driving at all. As early as 2007, all new vehicles sold in the United States could be required to include advanced driving monitoring systems that track eye movement, behavioral patterns, and overall activities in real life. So, you know, this one is going a little more in depth. You know, it's more than just uh, alcohol consumption. You know, behavioral patterns, eye movement. You know, so the whole face, just monitoring your face. That's it. This is the scan. It could easily scan your face. This is what I said. This is all leading up to Esau controlling everything, trying to be like the Most High, and his final his final card in all this is at MOTB. That's his final play. He's doing all these little things, but his final play is at MOTB, the mark of the beast, which we tell our people to not take, because that's going to just lead to judgment. This is Psalms 10:1, the NLT. O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yashai, why do you stand so far away? Why do you hide when I'm in trouble? The wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in their evil plan for others. Yeah, because that's what this wicked is doing. This wicked is finding his way to catch people in his plan. Like I said, his ultimate plan is that MOTB. And this devil has to figure out a way how to make this thing mandatory and how to make people willingly want to take it. Just like how they did with that juice. For they brag about their evil desires, they praise the greedy and curse the Lord. The wicked are too proud to seek the Most High. They seem to think that the Most High is dead. Yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see their punishment is awaiting. They snare at all their enemies. Yeah, because this devil's not going to get away. He's only going to get so far in his new world order. He's not going to be able to fully enjoy it. No, they think nothing bad will ever happen to us. They'll be free of trouble forever. Yeah, so that's the point of that one. And this 2 Corinthians 2:11, this is one we bring out all the time. These saints should get an advantage of us for not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we're not. We see what you're trying to do, Esau. We see. We see. And I was also even hearing like a lot of these new cars, like a lot of simple features that are standard in cars. These newer cars are requiring people to sign up for like subscriptions, in order to use like the Google Maps or use certain different kind of apps within the car. So this so I said everything's going digital, and like it said in the other article, a surveillance era. That's exactly what we're heading into. We're heading into a surveillance area where everything is being watched by Esau. And the only way to escape this is through the power and protection of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. As simple as that. That's the only way. That's the only way to have that hedge of what this devil is trying to accomplish. Because like I said, they watch us through the phone, through our TVs, like I said, through our vehicles. They damn near have cameras everywhere. So the only way we got to deal with it. But that's why we say, that's why you got to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And pray, serve him and pray that he'll keep you from the snares of the devil. And ultimately resist that hour of temptation. To not give in. To trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because he's the only way. He's the only way to get through this surveillance era that is approaching. And it's just getting, things are just getting more high tech. Things are just getting more digital. Like I said, it's all leading to one thing, that MOTB. It's all leading to Revelation 13. 13 and 16, where everyone is gonna be faced with that decision. Everyone's gonna have to make a choice. And causeth all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their foreheads, and that no man might buy. And you're seeing that now. Everything is, you can still use cash, but everyone's majority of people just use their debit. Majority of people don't even use an actual physical card. Everyone's tapping their phone. All the information is on the phone. You know, can't buy. You won't be able to buy nothing. You won't be selling nothing. You won't be able to operate anything. The way this devil is going, you won't be able to operate anything unless you're part of his system. So, yeah, this is just a little, just a little quick one. Definitely going to, check back in this and, see how this develops. This article's from 2 weeks ago. The other one was, when was this one published? April 28th. So, fairly new. It's a fairly new article. So we'll see if this is this is something that's supposed to be rolled out next year. Lord willing, they roll it out quick, because this is all leading to one thing. So that's gonna do it for this video. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Merkah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, blessing, and safety to all the elect out there scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I pray this lesson was edifying, and until the next one, Shalom.